going on, everybody? My name is Terminus, and today we are going to watch Bocchi the Rock, episode 3. I'm already curious. This is a really cool show, so far I'm really enjoying it. It's more than I expected. It's definitely has a lot more to talk about than I did expect, which is absolutely great always, if that's the case. Either way, this is the second reaction video, I think the third general video with my new setup. Do let me know what you think about it, right? Audio-wise. But let's talk about last episode, shall we? 𝐸𝐲𝐬𝐻. Yes, I think some of these shots are actually traced. I mean, look at that like lamp over there. That looks almost traced. I mean, it could be drawn, but yeah. Either way, right, really interesting angle from like the ground up, as if you're lying right next to the doggo. And we're introducing it with like, sister is like, what the fuck are you doing? Dog is like, are you crazy? But that, it kind of shows you like what lengths people go to avoid social responsibilities or situations that they don't feel comfortable in, right? Like, especially when it's in your nature that you don't want to deny other people requests, right? That you do not want to be like, oh, sorry, I don't want to do it after all, right? You don't want to back down. And that is what Bocchi is like. We already seen that in the first episode. And now she has to do it, right? We're posting in memes, I love it. It's like, she wants to do it, right? She wants to do it so hard. She wants to work. But much like with this situation, when we go back a couple of days before they have to talk about work and whatnot, she's just pacing back and forth. She's like, I'm gonna do it in 5 minutes, I'm gonna do it. And you shove it off until you can't shove it off anymore. And then the anxiety is so high that it's just overwhelming you. The problem is, don't let it come to that point, right? That is the key thing. Don't let it come to this. Do love that the club is called Starry, like a starry sky or whatever. But it's also probably a wordplay on star. You do have the jutsu and all the detail behind, right? Like cock rock. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude, is this rooster doing on this fucking thing? We have Neko, we have No Sweets, No Life, base, probably a play on like No Game, No Life or whatever. Music show. Just music show. We don't see what's Live Lovers, okay. Skater 4. Like all kinds of like off-brand weird bands or other kind of tomato. Okay, tomato. What is that? Paprika, but like the cousin of paprika. The Hands, Champ of Human, right? Such silly names, but holy shit, Black Us. What? What are these names? But yeah, it's so cool that you have so much detail like in the background. Yeah, so much detail in the background. Like some of the stuff looks very like Neko kind of reminds me of like Yolai and April when it comes to like the cat that we see here in the picture. We do have the girl with the giant glass. She reminds me of like the one in Tatami Galaxy. Or that that other thing of like that movie sequel of Tatami Galaxy where it was like or prequel where it's like the night is long, walk on girl or something. I didn't see that one actually. I'm still planning to see that one at some point. But yeah, you have a lot of interesting designs. Some of them recognizable, other ones not as much, but still really cool how they flesh out the backgrounds. There's so much detail in these backgrounds. Do not spill drinks. You may be liable for damages caused. Okay, cool. And she has a 2-hour commute to school because she doesn't want to go to a school where everybody knows her, which is such a, like, I think the last time I've seen a plot line like this in the sense of like you're going to a school far away from you because nobody knows you was like in Love, Chinibyo and Other Delusions. If somebody knows that, shout out to you, because it's a little bit older. It was quite adorable though. Time out. Chill on the anxiety train, Bocchi. Yeah. A lot of jokes, right? Trying to, like, you're like, oh, I found another loner, and then being like, oh no, she likes to be alone. She likes to be alone. Yeah, people like this exist. Sometimes I like to be alone too, right? I'm a person who can like engage with other people decently enough, but I do prefer to be alone most of the time. Not because I don't like the social interaction. I interact a lot on the internet, right? But just because I don't know. I don't like to go out that much, and I don't like to also, like, it's exhausting to engage with people in person sometimes. Kind of weird for psychologists, I know, but like I don't see like therapy and psychology on the same level, because you're engaging in a different role there, right? You're not being just a person in a normal social interaction. You're being more than that. You're here for a purpose. Oftentimes I'm not too comfortable in social situations, mostly because I'm starting to get bored oftentimes, right? I mean, it depends what it is, right? If you have a cool concert or a show you really enjoy, or you're going to the movies, whatever. Yeah, sure, why not? But I do enjoy my alone time oftentimes. But she is in full denial. She avoids even things that talk about socializing and like going to the beach, stuff like that, going to parties. She's like, nah, this is gonna trigger my like my anxiety about not being able to do these things, so I'm just gonna avoid them. Exactly what you should not do. But yeah. And they have to call her back oftentimes, like Earth to Bocchi. Yeah. The illustrations are really cool, and they're creative in my opinion, because oftentimes we do use different kinds of illustrations, right? Not what I wanted to do. Hopefully I can, yeah. Alright. Right? We do have different kinds of illustrations for different things. This is kind of video gamey. Other stuff was kind of cartoony. I do love the little detail of the projector in the background there. Her imagining herself as like an employee in the store, being like a mess, not being able to talk to people. And then like we said, like making everything being 10 times worse in her imagination than it actually ends up being. The problem being that this leads to behavior on her part, which actually makes it a couple times worse than it would be if she wouldn't think of that and then behave accordingly. But yeah. The black and white. Her taking everything as a compliment. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff, right? A lot of like getting into the character of Bocchi, being very funny with it sometimes and being very honest with it at other times. We do have a small introduction to like the proprietors of the little venue here, which is the sister of Nijika. And she's going back and forth between, oh, I can't deal with people like her and I love her. And yeah, socially awkward, doesn't always listen, lives in her head too much, right? But yeah, and she recognizes her a little bit. But yeah, cool. Little game. Take a shot every time I say "but yeah." See if you're still sober after that. But she actually manages to do it in the end. One little step out of 1,000. And what do you know? Next day she's actually sick. Why? Because she did all that stupid shit to actually be sick on the first day and have an excuse. That is a little bit of karma. All right, I think that's about it. We don't need to talk more about it. Let's get right into episode 3 of Bocchi the Rock. If this is your first time watching, or one of your first times, pip in the description down below, edit a reaction. right here on YouTube. Check out the Discord, check out the Patreon. If you like the video at the end, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Right, friends, let's get this party started. Bocchi the Rock episode 3 starts in a 3, a 2, a 1. Bam. Alright, 𝐏𝐢𝐏𝐏 home. Paper. The melancholy Monday, great. Sorta. Bocchi, stop putting yourself down. Just drops that casually. Yeah. It ain't that simple. Notice me. Everybody's like, alright. You're way too quick on that. Holy shit. Red wimps, budget red wimps. Just say something about the band. Oh, Bocchi, please. Release me. Release me from this pain. Stop it. Somebody bonk this girl. Bonk this girl. She's just unapproachable because she doesn't approach people, right? And she doesn't have that open atmosphere because she's so anxious about herself. And she's dreaming. What are you doing? Solid Snake. Alright. Does that give her the motivation? It already was. It already was. She probably crashed down with the entire kind of pyramid of desks that she just built. Bocchi, use your talent. Use your talents to build stuff. If you invested the same amount of energy that you invest thinking about scenarios into actually being creative and doing your stuff. But isn't that simple, right? It isn't that simple to get over yourself, to get out of your shell, to overcome your greatest fears, right? Things that seem like a mountain when you approach them, but in the end maybe they're just a little hill. When you're over them, you look back and you're like, damn, it wasn't that hard, right? It wasn't as hard as I expected it to be. But before that, you think you're dying. And it all depends on the perspective you look at it from, right? When you're already up there, you can look down and it's not all that high, right? But if you're down there and the mountain is towering over you, so to speak, it's a problem. And red this time. Hopefully like Kita. Right, what standoff do we have?
組の後藤さんだよね。
Of course she noticed you.
ねえ、誰かに用事でもあるの？ヒュンだ一人、バンドのギターボー
Do it.
興味ないですか？バッキュッポー！突然のヒューマンビートボックス！ブンツク、パーツク、
Holy shit. Communication failure.
一日で2つも黒歴史を更新してしまった。
It's fine. At least you noticed that you wanted something.
新曲、ダブル黒歴史ぼっち弾き。
Alright, here we go, here we go. Oh, this is already depressive. Well, she's not too bad at singing, right? I mean, not great, but that can be trained. Did she just play, or did she actually?
突然逃げちゃうからどうしたのかと思ったら、感動。後藤さんギターうまいのね。さっきの演奏すごく引きつけられるっていうか、たくさん褒めてくれるいい人。何でもしてるの？一応はい。ねえ、他にも何か弾けるの？陽キャオーラが眩しすぎて直視できない。その前にさっき何か用事あったんじゃないの？これは勧誘。
Come on, do it.
今自分のバンドのギターボーカルを探してて、その北さんギター弾けるって聞いたので。ああ、そっか。
Maybe she's already in a band.
私そのバンドには入れない。私は暗いけど他のメンバーは明るくて。いや、後藤さんが嫌とかじゃなくて、週末はみんなでバーベキュー、半年に一度の球技大会。リムジンだし、行事盛りだくさんで。そんなパリピバンド嫌なんだけど、正直に言うと私ギター全く弾けないの。
Oh, okay. Unexpected.
でもね、先輩目当てで弾けるって嘘ついて入っちゃったというか。
Ooh, okay.
一つわからなくて逃げちゃって。
See, we're leveling the playing field. She was here, now she's here.
ギターってこっちじゃんじゃんするだけじゃないのね。この木の棒、飾りかと思ってた。メジャーコード、マイナー、野球の後藤さんは誰かに教えてもらったの？ギター。
She taught herself, yeah.
本当すごい。
Very impressive. She's gonna go into smush.
後藤さん、ギター教えてくれない？私の先生になって。こんなうまい後藤さんが教えてくれるなら。
Oh god, the pressure.
今度こそちゃんとギター弾けるようになって、前のバンドの先輩たちに謝りに行きたい。私放課後はライブハウスでバイトが。じゃあバイトの後でいいから、隣にスタジオとかない？そこでお願い。
Holy shit. And she's not good at like...
わかりました。
Yeah.
私のバーカー断れ。
She can't say no.
いい？はい。
Whatever you say.
にじかちゃんたちにパリピな感じに偽装してもらわないと。すみません。EDM ガンガンかけてりょうさんとエナジードリンク片手に踊り狂いながらバイトしててください。なんだこれ。
What is she talking about? They're like, holy shit. These texts.
私の前のバンド下北系だったから、それにメンバーの先輩たちがここに住んでて。
And yeah, she wants to hide from them.
ちょっと後藤さんが後ろだと道わからないじゃない。すみません、この街まだ慣れなくて。こっちの方が恥ずかしいって。もうすぐなんで、そこににじかちゃんとりょうさんがもういるはず。
Oh, is that the band she was in?
私やっぱり帰る。なんで？ごめん、理由は言えないけどそこにはどうしても行けない。ここに来たことは絶対にその人たちには言わない。ぼっちちゃんって、あ、逃げたギター。
And she was the one who ran away. Oh yeah, and we've come full circle.
北ちゃんギター弾けなかったの？だから合わせの練習かたくなに避けてたんだね。
How did she even get in the band?
何か気の利いたことを言えれば。突然音信不通になったから心配してた。りょうさんさすが。死んだかと思う。
Rest in peace.
毎日お線香をあげてた。いや勝手に 殺さないで。怒らないんですか？気づかなかった私たちにも問題あるし。
Yeah, I mean, they're nice.
あの日はなんとかなったしね。何か罪滅ぼしさせてください。
じゃあ今日一日ライブハウス手伝ってくんない？
Yeah, help out.
そうだから。
いや、十分助かるよ。よろしくね。私でよければ。
Alright, we're all working.
問題解決して。
じゃあちょっとこっちで着替えて。
着替え
Oh, okay. Hmm.
店長さん、なんであんな服持ってるんだろう。
あいつ臨時なのに使えるな。
ほんと、北ちゃん手際いいね。確かに。ダミーも貪る時間までできてしまった。
時給から引いとくな。
It was like, I ain't gonna pay you for sleeping.
しますね。ありがとうございます。私名前呼ばれたことないのに。いいし、受付も覚えてみる？教えるね。はい。私の任されていない仕事まで。今日はどのバンドを見に来られましたか？フライヤーもよかったらどうぞ。北ちゃんうまいね。
Wow, okay.
人と関わるの大好きなんです。ここがいいんですよ。
But he's like, I am finished.
ところで何してる？アイデンティティの
Losing my identity.
見てください。その日入った新人より使えないダメバイトのエレジー。
Oh, here we go. I do love the animation too, right? Her soul is leaving her body.
短い間だったけど、貴重な体験できて楽しかったです。
Show's over. We're done.
北ちゃんにドリンクを教えてあげてよ。はい。名誉挽回のチャンス。無理。どうする？
Don't let it spill. Don't let it.
大体分かったから後藤さんも休んでて。生きてすみません。ありがとうございます。あれ？この指先。なんでバンド始めようと思ったの？人気者になれるし。動機が全部不純すぎる。あ、世界平和になりたくて。意識高いの。
Oh, Bocchi.
こちらコーラです。
This is the emotion I'm at this entire show.
もしかして北さんの言ってた憧れの先輩って。りょう先輩。
Hmm. I thought so.
後藤さんと違って不純なんだけど。先輩の路上ライブ見て一目惚れしたの。
Fell? Or more like
ちょっと浮世離れしてる雰囲気とかユニセックスな見た。
androgyn. Oh, God, no. We're get. God.
そして何より楽器が様になってて。あ、それはわかります。私が持つとどうしても楽器に持たされてる感が。なんか急に親近感が。
カシオレください。
This is.
少々お待ちください。グッバイ親近感。調子乗ってすみません。
He's always putting yourself down so much.
突然抜けちゃって。
Why?
バンドのメンバー募集をして思わずやりたいって言っちゃって。すごい行動力。これが陽キャ。
Yeah, but she was in over her head, right?
本当の家族以上にずっと一緒にいて。
Yeah, in some cases.
友達とか恋人を超越した不思議な存在な気がして。部活とか何もしてこなかったし、そういうのに憧れてたんだ。わかるな。私もずっと憧れてたから。
So they connect on one level.
見たかったの。友達より深く密に。あれ、北さんって結構やばい人？
Just a tiny bit.
一度逃げ出した私みたいな無責任な人間はダメよ。
I mean, you can make good on
なん
it.
でしちゃう。
Ooh, that is rough. Right, putting yourself down so much for a simple thing just such as this. I would wonder if Bocchi says something to her.
お疲れ様です。
Because that seemed like it made a big impression on her.
今日はありがとうございました。陰ながら応援してます。それでは、
I just... She's... Boom. Knocked out cold.
後藤さん大丈夫？ごめんね。さっき言った通り、私結束バンドには入れないわ。ギター弾けないし、 一度逃げ出した人間だし。
She has a dream though. You have a dream.
私もライブ前に逃げ出して米箱に隠れて、
Hmm.
あとぼっちちゃん起こすよ。よいしょ。北さんの左手、指の先の
Oh, you trained, right? You practiced
そ
it.
れは
The effort is there.
練習してないとならない。北ちゃんもこれから結束バンド一緒に盛り上げてほしいな。なんで私にそんな。だって北ちゃんが逃げ出してなかったらぼっちちゃんとも会えてなかったよ。
It all works out in the end, right? There's no hard feelings.
バンドやりたかったからさ、引け目感じちゃうのも、でもまだ憧れちゃうのも気持ちわかるんだよね。
Yeah, we can all relate.
ごめんなさい。
This is the most you'll get out of Bocchi, like the most energy.
スタジオ代もノルマも4分割。素直な言い方しなよ。
She's like, less money.
ただれた関係が爆誕しそうなんだけど。でも私ギター弾けないし。大丈夫、ぼっちちゃんが先生してくれるよ。
We can teach you. You're like, what? I what? I what now?
この流れ断れるわけない。
She still has these hesitations, but she's...
結束バンドのギターとして。あ、でも先輩たち今のパリピバンド路線はやめた方がいいですよ。毎晩踊り狂ってるんですよね。それどこ情報？
Bocchi, you strikes again.
グダグダだったけど北さんを引き止めようとしてよかった。私頑張った。じゃあお先に失礼します。ああ、ぼっちちゃん待ってよ。今日一番の功労者なのに。ぼっちのおかげで復活できた。後藤さんありがとう。ああ、いや私なんか全然大丈夫ことなんて。
Butter her up.
絶対大したことしたと思ってる。いくら練習しても本当にギター弾けなかったの。なんかボンボンって低い音がして。それベースじゃ。私そこまで無知じゃないって。ベースって弦が4本のやつでしょ。ほらちゃんと6本あるでしょ。弦が6本のとかもあります。それ多弦ベース。おう。
Alright, maybe you're not that bad after all. And she was never the same again. She turned into slime.
2年分前借りしたのに。北ちゃん。こうして結束バンドは晴れてメンバーが勢ぞろいしたので
Nice
した。
shot.
私ギターやべば。もう解散の危機？ねえ、これもしかして不良品？またベース？ごめんなさいね。私弱音ばっかり。後藤さんには放課後の昼休みにギターを教えてもらってるのに。
Look, if it helps you.
ギター貸してくれたし、みんなに助けてもらった分頑張らなきゃ。
Wait, isn't Rio bass?
これで私は所持金が底をついたので草を食べて生きていきます。あれ冗談よね。
Yeah, I mean, she spends a lot of money apparently.
F コード難しすぎる。ああ、懐かしい。
Yeah. Beginnings are hard. But would it be worth doing if it was easy?
りょう先輩、こんにちは。
But she actually was.
本当に草食べてる。先輩、ワイルド。
Okay, what? I'm sorry, what? Alright, we'll have to look that up. I didn't get it. Love how the dog keeps listening. Shout out to Cloverworks for this so far really great anime. Music is something great, isn't it? Wait. Across boundaries, across languages, across cultures, it kind of keeps up this basic foundation that connects us, right? A feeling, an atmosphere more than than anything you could put into words. The effect it has on us as human beings. Something special, alright. Alright. That was Bocchi 𝐸𝐿 episode 3. And we continued. We keep winning. We keep winning. I can only say we keep winning, but Bocchi has like a mental breakdown every like 5 minutes. And on the one hand, it's hilarious, and on the other hand, if you take it on the more serious stuff, it's also kind of sad, isn't it? Because that's really what's going on inside of her. But I do really appreciate how we go with the development and see how she is slowly, step by step making her way into this world of like interacting with others, right? Being in a friend circle, being in a band like she wished to be, fulfilling her dream, even if it doesn't land her on like national television or whatnot. She's doing something that she thoroughly enjoys doing, and she spends time with people who have the same like aspirations as her, different in various ways, right? Different in their personality, different in their goals and whatever, but they share a core goal and a core love for music, and they do want to express that to the world, all of them, which is a beautiful thing if you do find something like that for yourself. Right, let's actually talk about this. Let's put this on the screen. There's not that much to talk about. But let's go through it in timely fashion. We do have the consequences of our actions. I do love how we do have like in the background like 3 guys having boxes stacked all the way to the top. I do wonder what that is. What that is hinting at. Maybe it's like almost a metaphor for Bocchi's life right now, where she's just trying to keep the tower of boxes upright and not crashing down, and this is basically her life, and she's like, I mean, impressive, right? That you actually managed to do that, but it's like and we do have like the hair that is standing to all sides. I can relate. And the sister being absolutely brutal. She's like, well, aren't you glad your cold is gone? She's like, I don't know. Were you more glad that you actually could stay at home? I don't know. They're like, you're a pain in the ass, aren't you? You're hard to deal with. And she's like, I know, I'm so bad. I hate myself. And oh god, like, you say that to somebody who you have a good relationship with, right? And who is neutral in their demeanor, right? Don't have depression, don't have anxiety, right? Or very little of that, right? Do exist on like a normal spectrum. They're gonna be like, fuck you, right? Or screw you, whatever, right? Or Bocchi is gonna take that the hard way, right? Because she does have that negative attention bias. Everything that comes her way that is negative, she takes in negative, but she pays more attention to the negative as well, right? We're like, our entire brains are built on information filtering. So whatever comes in, right? Be that visual stimuli, audio stimuli, right? Everything that comes in, the information we take in, it gets pre-filtered because it is so much information that in the end, we can't make sense of all of it, right? Our brain can't handle that. So we do have pre-filters that are sorting like entire sections of our brain that are pre-sorting the information that is coming in and throwing everything away that is not relevant to our situation or seems like it's white noise, right, coming in. That's why you get not only on like an audio or visual level, but also on a semantics level, get people who read the same sentence or hear the same noise or have like exist in the same environment background where they hear the same things and see the same things, and they will notice vastly different things in their own personal experience, even if they're looking the same way. Because, right, it depends on the expectations you go into a situation with. It depends on what seems relevant for you. And for Bocchi, it is often this these things that are that are connected to anxiousness, right? How do I avoid failure? How do I avoid being in the negative limelight? How do I avoid people being annoyed by me or not liking me, right? And she goes in with that mindset that she is annoying, she is not very confident, people don't look up to her, and as a result of that, everything she takes in terms of negativity is obviously gonna be more prominent in her mind. But at the same time, we do have that situation later where when she gets praised, she absolutely just smudges into being buttered up, basically, because she isn't used to it, right? Because she doesn't, while she does seek approval, it is very hard for her to connect to people and to actually make that initial connection. And since she doesn't have that initial connection, there's very little positivity coming into her life. And the problem is neutral, right? Neutral things, neutral information coming in, neutral interactions, they don't swing the pendulum one way or the other, right? So if you have a bunch of like neutral stuff happening to you, right? Not bad stuff happening to you, not good stuff happening to you, and you have a couple of moments where you yourself feel insufficient or people make you feel insufficient without even maybe having the intention to do so or actually thinking that in their own mind, then your overall experience will still be negative, because 0 minus whatever, right? 0 minus 5, 0 minus 10, 0 minus 1 is still going to be a negative number. If there's no positive coming in, it's not going to help. And for the positive to come in, you need to go out there, right? Interact with people, start making connections, risking maybe being in the negative for a couple of moments, for certain time spans or whatever, risking being hurt to later on develop the necessary like social feedback, positive feedback, right? Positive interactions that will put you into the positive, right? We can see that on a business model as well. Look at like Amazon in like the first couple of years of their runtime, they put out policies that nobody else could do, and we're taking heavy losses in the hopes that it will at some point turn around. Now look at them today. They are one of the most successful companies in the history of like in our known history of like companies. So I mean that can turn around too, right? And there's a lot of like bad business practice, but we won't go into that. The point is the business strategy was do something that other people provide, a service that other people can provide, right? Get yourself out there as the company you are, even if you are making losses in the beginning. Obviously you need to be able to make losses, right? You need to have the capacity to make losses without absolutely dying, and then it's gonna go up again, right? At some point it's gonna pay off. Not always, right? There's situations and companies that went under, and that's that, right? But it paid off for them because they were following the right strategy. And I think relationships are similar, right? You have to go out there, risk having negative experiences in the hopes that you will find environments that accept you for the way you are, that appreciate you and your good points, that maybe even appreciate some of your flaws, right? Or help you work on them if you personally feel they are flaws and want to work on them. But yeah, anxiety. Again, negative attention bias. I do something in the hopes of something positive to happen. It doesn't happen in the first hour or two of me being here, right? I already write it off as a negative. And that's a part of that too. And we do have the band conversations of the budget red wimps. That's I think the band that was on like Kimi no Nawa, by the way. He's like, band talk, oh! And she's like, whoa, what's up, Goto? You never thought you'd talk to us. And they don't say it in a way like, never thought you'd talk to us, right? How dare you? It's more like, I didn't expect that. You're so quiet always, right? And inside your own world, that's putting people off if you do not pay attention to them, reciprocate them, or give them the feedback that you appreciate them talking to you, right? And if somebody's as anxious and as socially avoidant as Bocchi is, that is obviously the atmosphere she is, like the energy she is putting out there. This was a positive thing for them, but now she's in the center of focus, right? And the pressure is on her, and she's like croaking at it because this is too much for her. What if I mess up? What happens now, right? They're all looking at me. And then the thing that you were actually thinking about, that you maybe had a really good point to talk about, you're like, how do I start it, whatever, right? And you think about all these things, and the thing you were originally wanted to say, it's out of your working memory, because you have all of these thoughts going in. That's why, for example, if people have like exam anxiety, right? Fear of exams, what you often like, one of the most common advice you can give them is, hey, if you are just constantly worrying about your exam right before the exam, but you want to actually focus on the things, right, the things that you've learned, right? You want to have your brain be ready to take that information, right, properly reproduce it. What you do is you take a pen, take a paper, and write out all of the anxious thoughts that you're having, right, in this moment. Because what that does is you put that in a form where it's still available to you, but it's out of your working memory. You don't have to keep it in your working memory for it to be present. Which means you can use your limited capacity of working memory that you have, that all humans have, to actually focus on retrieving the information that you have learned. And you might have a better test performance and less stress during the test because you've written it out, right? You've gotten it off your chest, basically. But yeah, this is so sad, right? Like, all the way in the corner. So she's in nobody's way, and nobody's looking funny at her, and she can just rest in peace without worrying about other people, which, holy shit. The subtitles are great, how they play with that, right? Right, the entire thing is falling down, and the subtitles are falling down with her. Great job on the subtitles. And now she's thinking about what they will think about her having messed up that conversation, being like, why do they barge in? Why does she barge in? And then she has nothing to say. Yeah. And she dreams, right? This is escapism, right? One day, I don't know how I'll get there, but one day I'll be popular and I'll be like, I was that way back then. And then they're like, oh, great job, how much you changed. But it's not gonna happen if you don't try to change, right? That's the easy part, talking about it afterwards. The hard part is actually getting to it. Talking about karaoke. Here Kita talk. Kids, don't try this at home. No, don't. Holy shit, but what are you doing? You're not an engineer. And she's like that little slimy plushy thingy that is just watching from the very bottom of the steps. Her whole identity is falling apart. The identity she wants to have, right? The one she wants to be. I do love that we have, like, in the intro, we do have different, like, whatchamacallem, different, like, colors for the title font, actually. Hurrying Suns. Not sure what that means, but whatever. And you're like, of course she notices. Of course she notices. And she's trying to speak her language. It's like, holy shit, no. Look at this animation, it's great. Not this one, I mean afterwards. She's like shrieking back, and we do have like the couple of steps she's making, and then we just have zigzaggy and tumbling all over the place, the round legs, right? And her tripping herself up, basically. Great way to symbolize this visually. And then she's starting to go like a road, or like one of them comic books, hurrying away. And she's playing for herself, and this is the moment she can be free, right? This is the moment she can be herself, express her feelings, express her emotions, express her agony and her anxiety, when she doesn't think anybody is watching, and this is when she's at her best. and doing great stuff, and maybe she could even be a vocalist if she really wanted to. Obviously the anxiety is getting in the way, and the first step for her is to actually just play the guitar. But I do wonder if maybe, I don't know, season 2, season 3, if there's ever one, maybe she's gonna get to the point where she can actually sing one of her songs herself, right? Be at that stage. And we do have her just being behind, being like, oh, this is what you're doing. All the faces, they're great, they're so memeable, they're so amazing. She's trying to make up this whole stuff that's gonna make all of her friend groups, her band seem attractive, that they're partying all day and everything is great because I'm such a downer. I need to like compensate with my friends being actually very, very bright. And this is also, interestingly enough, probably why Kita didn't pick up on the band Bocchi is talking about actually being the same band she ran away from earlier, because Ryu wouldn't be that kind of person, right? At least in her impression. And she's like, it's very hard to do the guitar and whatever, and Bocchi's like, I taught myself, and she's like, this is so amazing. This reminds me kind of the Chika thing in Kaguya-sama. If any of you have seen that, slight visual spoilers about Kaguya-sama, it's nothing major, but it's like when Chika gets praised and she just turns into smudge based on it, and it really signifies, in my opinion, it's a very good visual metaphor for the term buttering you up. He's just getting all undefined and wiggly. And you're like, you can't be my teacher. And she's like, oh no, what have I done? This pressure. Holy shit. I can't. And her texts always being illegible, being like instructions like, what the fuck is Blood talking about? Village and Vanguard. Okay. Fair enough. Nichika and Ryu. And she's like, oh no, I can't. I ran away from them. Sipping the monster like a cool bean. You're like, I'll make up for it. He's like, wait, you just disappeared. We thought you like moved or died or something. And I like how she takes it upon herself. She's like, you know what, like, we could have noticed, but we didn't. We were probably too excited. Didn't pay enough attention to you. It's a very nice way to kind of put somebody at ease in that, especially if you don't have any resentment, which, first of all, I can't see Nijika having a lot of resentment to anyone. Maybe her sister with like sister rivalry going on or whatever, but aside from that, I don't think so. And I don't think Ryu, I think Ryu is capable of resentment, but she also is too much of a cool bean to really care about something like this, right? And we do rope her in, right? She's working with us now, and she's the perfect worker, but she's like, it took me so long to actually do it, but she's a natural. Yeah. I do love these segments where she's actually singing off her pain and anxieties, like, I'm so terrible, let me just wallow in my self-pity. Yeah. And it's very well done. But they accept her, right? They don't look weirdly at her. I mean, they're very interested whenever she does something stupid like that, but or make a comment here and there, but they're not annoyed by it or bothered by it. They're just like, okay, that's just Bocchi. That's just how he is. She's like, now is my chance. I'm gonna do it, and she's pouring it over her hand. And she wants to say her real motivations, like, but I think it will take some time, right? Some like 3 or 4 episodes until she shares that, right? Her real vulnerabilities, because that would make her look weak. That would make her look like something or somebody pathetic, which she doesn't want to, because she feels like she's already looking pathetic to people, which is not true, right? Like, again, they accept her, and we do have a fandom here and some kind of a somewhat unhealthy obsession. Like, is she nuts? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but that's just the right amount of nuts that we need, all right? pause. Pause. Alright? Let's move on. Yeah. Great episode in general. And Bocchi taking that step, being like, no, I want you to be here, right? You'd fit right in. He's like, I was like this before too, right? I empathize with you, I know how you feel. And this is, I think, one of the few moments where Bocchi actually spoke up relatively loudly in like for her normal level. She actually came out and was emotional about it and was loud and was like, I want you to be in here. And that's great. And so we got a new member who's thankful, and she's glad she spoke up because now she's a part of it, and we're all going. You're today's MVP. Praise me, please praise me more. Yeah. I know how you feel, Bocchi. Sometimes it's great to get that praise, to be like, me? All right. And she misidentified the instrument. We faked that out. We were like, okay, this is why she was struggling so much. And we go back and she's like, nah. Proper guitar. Still struggling. But Bocchi remembers. She's like, that's how I used to be as well. And we do have that last joke. I didn't quite get that. What? Edible Weeds Handbook. She's really eating grass. You're so rocky. Heck. Okay, what? Alright, I'll just write that off in the future. Kita is being Kita. Okay, right? We noted that down. She has a screw loose or two, but every one of them do in their own way. Maybe we all have, right? Maybe you all have a screw loose. And it's fine that we do, alright? It's fine that we do. Yeah, that has been Bocchi the Rock. Episode 3. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel for more. And yeah, check out the Discord, check out the Patreon. I'll see you on the next reaction video.